if you just close your eyes and you conceptualize an image of a man, being under somebody's wing is not something that easily comes to mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's independence, it's strength, it's the ability to move forward no matter what. It's the function and the skill set um, to carry people forward,
Yeah.
you know? And yeah, that's what it is.
And how my point to that too is like, how is he supposed to feel, respected and respectable if he is under the wing of his wife?
Yeah, yeah.
And that's not to say I know a lot of, like, who knows, like maybe like my channels and my books and like everything blows up and I do start making so much money. I think it'll just push you to want to do and be more.
Yeah, and like that wouldn't be a problem. Like you
Yeah,
shouldn't, hope for your spouse to not be successful in something. Just be,
right.
that's called insecurity. You
Exactly.
know, that's just called not being able to believe in yourself so much that you're hindering somebody else's process. It's not about that, but it's
Right.
about this genuine conviction that you have the ultimate responsibility for your household and that no matter what happens, you are there to carry it through.
Yeah. And even for people, once again, that don't believe in the Bible, it's like sit down and do one of these love language tests with your spouse. And like 99% of the time, you're going to see this is consistent amongst spouses is like the man needs to feel respect and the woman needs to feel love and cared for. And so,
Yep.
even beyond like if you follow life and marriage the Christian way, this is going to be pretty consistent upon within the love languages.
Yeah. Yeah. I believe so as well. I genuinely don't think there is a single woman out there who doesn't want to feel protected, secure, comforted by the presence of her husband whose ultimate function, like I said, is to assume responsibility for the unit. I don't think there's a single woman out there who is secure in herself, not a power hungry woman who's just out there to prove to the world that she is the boss.
Yeah.
Okay, but a woman, a wise woman who recognizes the importance of the function that her husband carries and then also her functions as well.
Yeah, this makes me think of the conversation we were having in the car earlier about, like really like overbearing women. And I was telling you, I was like, I don't think that they don't want to be that. Like they don't, it's not like they're power hungry. They're not trying to be, well, most of the time they're not power hungry and they're not trying to be in control. But a lot of times these are the women that had to do it themselves for so long that they feel like nobody else is going to do it if they don't do it. And so they take on that responsibility, but it's a burden. And you see, like if this is your wife, like she becomes like more like bitter and yeah, controlling, and nobody wants to be that, but she's not being like that because like men and women are different. Like she's not trying to be respected or have authority. No, she's usually being that way because she feels the weight of the world is on her shoulders and nobody else is going to take care of it if she doesn't.
Yes. And there are relationships like that. There are women who are by themselves and who obviously feel a great responsibility for themselves and for their families. A lot of single moms out there as well. But unfortunately, there are a lot of married couples where the man just doesn't see that as being his function. And so that weight gets put on the woman's shoulders. And it's reflective in her behavior, in her mood, in the way that she carries herself, in her stress levels.
Yes.
And I think for a lot of men out there, it's a good reflection, like a litmus test of what they should be doing, or maybe what they're not currently doing that they should be doing.
Yeah. To take some of that, to share in that burden, to make
Absolutely.
it lighter for everybody.
Absolutely. As far as I'm concerned, if your wife or your girlfriend, whatever else, if they slave away, at work and come back to you playing video games all the time or whatever else, that's just not a sustainable way
Mm-mm.
to carry that relationship. And I would even go as far as to say that for women as well who see those tendencies of people that maybe they're seeing, maybe not married to, if you're married to somebody, you're kind of quote unquote stuck with them and you just have to work through that.
Yeah.
But if you're in those beginning stages, just run away. You don't
Yeah.
need that in your life.
Yeah, and then if you are already married to this person, like, you know, I always say this, like, God doesn't give us the finished product. He doesn't give us the house already made. He gives us the raw materials, the 2 by 4s, the nails, the hammer, and then you build that house, you know? So it's not a lost cause, it is something that I believe you can work on.
Yeah, absolutely. And, maybe also, for houses where the man is not perhaps performing his functions, it is also something for the woman to reflect on herself about. What is she doing or not doing in order to keep the
Mm,
man in that space as well? Does he not feel respected? Does he not feel masculine? Does he not feel like he is in charge of certain things? So it's an exercise for both, because obviously, when something doesn't work in a relationship or in marriage, you know about it right away. You may
yeah,
be neglecting to address it, but the problem is always there.
yeah.
And oftentimes, going back to the basics of what the basic functions of each member of the household, going back to that, I believe would address 99% of the problem.